Widowed twice, scarred by war, and separated from her only child, Margaret Beaufort might have faded into obscurity. Instead, she chose another path. She would become a player not on the battlefield, but in the shadows, where letters, alliances, and whispers could decide the fate of kings. England bled as the Wars of the Roses raged on. The Yorkist King Edward IV ruled with ruthless strength, but across the Channel, Margaret's son Henry Tudor remained in exile, a fragile ember of Lancaster's claim, waiting for the right moment to ignite. In 1472, Margaret married again, this time to Thomas Stanley, one of the wealthiest and most cautious men in England. For her, the marriage brought protection and influence, but her loyalty was not to Stanley, nor to York, it was to her son. Through secret letters, Margaret kept contact with Henry across the sea. She prayed for him, but she also plotted his return. Her pen became her weapon, her faith her shield. In public, she bowed to Yorkist kings and played the role of loyal wife. In private, she schemed, weaving threads of rebellion through every whisper and every prayer. When Edward IV died in 1483, chaos followed. His brother Richard seized the throne, becoming Richard III. Ruthless and feared, he would crush any threat. But his rise opened the door for Margaret's boldest move yet. Margaret allied with Henry Stafford, Duke of Buckingham, to raise rebellion and call her son Henry back from exile. But the rising collapsed. Buckingham was executed, Margaret's plot was exposed, and her life hung in the balance. Richard knew Margaret's hand was in the rebellion. He placed her under house arrest, stripped her of influence, and forbade her contact with Henry. But Margaret was too shrewd to be silenced. Even under watch, she found ways to send word, to plot, to endure. Margaret forged a secret pact with Elizabeth Woodville, widow of Edward IV. They agreed that Henry Tudor would marry Elizabeth's daughter, uniting Lancaster and York. Red rose and white joined in a single crown. Every whisper was a risk. Discovery meant ruin, imprisonment, even death. But Margaret believed God had chosen her son for greatness, and that her role was to see his will done. While Margaret worked in shadows, Henry Tudor prepared in exile. Two lives bound by blood and destiny, moving toward a reckoning that would decide England's crown. Margaret Beaufort, a widow, a mother, a plotter in the shadows. Her faith and cunning would set the stage for the greatest gamble of all, a gamble that would change England forever.